Hey YouTubers, Hankster here, and got some couple things to say involving these couple of big news announcements that have come through the internet both yesterday and today. And it's going to start off with the announcement involving the upcoming production of the Superman Batman crossover. Now, of course, everybody knows Henry Cavill will be reprising his role as Superman straight from Man of Steel, and of course Christopher Nolan will be joining the production group again. Of course, he was involved with Man of Steel, and of course he was of course going to obviously bring in the Batman element, being that he of course directed all three of the Dark Knight movies. And of course, a lot of people have been speculating who was going to play Batman, but it was announced yesterday that Ben Affleck, who is no stranger to superhero and action adventure movies, will take on the role of Batman. Now, of course, obviously, 10 years ago, he was on DC's competitor side with Marvel Comics' movie adaptation of Daredevil. Obviously, ironically enough, he also was co-starring with his now wife, Jennifer Gardner. She, of course, played the role of Elektra. And, of course, if you've seen the DVD release of Elektra's movie that came out a couple years later, Ben Affleck did have a couple appearances in the movie, even though it was deleted. It was in the deleted scenes. So... So technically, he was in two movies playing Daredevil. Of course, Daredevil did not do so well in theaters. That was basically, 2003 was kind of like a big letdown year for Marvel movies with both that and the first Hulk movie. And a lot of people are, probably a lot of people are looking at this choice of having him play Batman for DC as a wrong move. Me personally, I haven't yet still have yet to see Daredevil. And probably when I do see Daredevil, I will do a DVD review with my opinion about how that goes and maybe how I see Ben Affleck play the role. So I'm kind of on the fence at the moment when it comes to that choice of superhero pairing. And of course, probably won't fully know about how that goes until 2015. If this report is true. It was reported, I guess, a lot of, legitimate avenues have reported this. Both, I got this from the story I first picked up was on Yahoo News. So, and I think I just picked up from one of the movie news YouTube channels as well. So, that's going to be something to look into in the years to come and see how. And of course, a lot of people are speculating. This is a lot of people are going to say that this is going to be a movie adaptation of what happened with The Dark Knight Returns, and I don't think that'd be a good idea. Personally, I don't think that they should have Superman and Batman's final confrontation put in a movie just yet. I think, if anything, that should be put in the back burner until we have, more crossover movies between these two characters. The first movie should not be their last confrontation. I think that, especially when, Henry Cavill just started playing Superman, I think the movie should be more focused on their first meeting, how Batman's going to accept this alien as an ally, and something like that. Maybe in the more closer to the lines of the Superman Batman crossover comic series that they had a few years ago, something like that, and maybe even to what they did in the animated series and everything, something like that, rather than their final confrontation. But we'll just have to see how that goes. So, that's basically what I have to say about that. And let's move on to another news story. Now, of course, if you haven't caught, the court found out that, of course, Angry Birds will be doing a sequel to their Star Wars game that came out last year. If you know, of course, the first game was based on the original trilogy, the original, episodes 4, 5, and 6, and now they are going to release Angry Birds Star Wars 2, which of course will be focusing on the prequels, episodes 1, 2, and 3. And just released through YouTube, they have did a promotional commercial for the upcoming game, and they have brought in the Emperor Pig. I guess that's what they're calling the Emperor, even though we all know it's just Emperor Pig. And they've gotten hold of Ian McDiarmid, who of course played the Emperor in all but episode 4 of all 6 movies. He of course played Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious, aka the Emperor, in those movies. So he's they brought him back to play the voice of the pig version of the Emperor for the upcoming for the Angry Bird games. So that was pretty cool to see him play the role. Of course, I think he's no stranger to doing voiceover work. He, of course, has I think he's played the Emperor, well, of course, the Palpatine in a few episodes of Clone Wars and all. So it's not, but it's still kind of cool that they got a Star Wars icon actor to play, to slightly reprise his role for that production, even though it is sort of a parody of the original Star Wars. That it was kind of cool that he went ahead and did. And I saw the pictures. He looked more like Frank Oz. I thought, I saw the picture. I really didn't see the name at the at first. And I looked at the picture. I said, oh, no, the Frank Oz. Oh, it's going to be Yoda. But it's Ian McDiarmid. Looks a little different. He's got his hair is a lot shorter, and he's got a beard. So, I don't know if, of course, obviously they're probably not going to have the voices in the thing. They all make chirps and in the game, so they don't actually talk. It took even a while for the Lego games to have actual voices instead of just so it sounded like something out of the Sims games. But as I said, it was pretty cool. And that's basically what I have to say about these little news blurbs that have been coming out since yesterday, both on the Superman Batman movie and, of course, the Angry Birds Star Wars 2 game that's coming out. So if I pick up anything new on anything related to comic books, action adventure movies, or whatever, will of course come up with a video to express my opinion. And stay tuned in here for the news, reviews, and whatnot here on the Multiverse. See ya.